Not just any Bible, but it's the Bible that a young 14-year-old Joseph Smith is reading when he reads James 1:5.
Okay.
Nobody knows where that is. Well, if we go to James 1:5, we have the hair of Joseph Smith, Hiram Smith, and Samuel Smith.
By the way, Joseph Smith is literally a god now. We just looked like the hair of a deified being.
Okay, so you're a book guy. I'm a mini book guy. My favorite book for a long time, I don't know if it's been replaced yet, but for a long time was Herman Melville's Moby Dick, the Great American Novel, right? And in the Great American Novel, of course, there's Captain Ahab, who is chasing the white whale. Okay. As a collector, a curator, a procurer, what is your white whale? What is the Ark of the Covenant of church artifacts that you're going for? What is the goblet in Indiana Jones that you're looking for that Christ drank at the Last Supper? What is your white whale?
Besides having a first edition of Melville's Moby Dick.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay.
I've got that.
Okay.
But I totally understand what you're talking about, and I get asked this question all the time, and it's the same. First of all, if there's a book out there that we know about, typically it's because it's been found and it's in a museum and it will never be available. But there's one book whose location has not been mentioned in 200 years and we don't know where it is.
Okay. But you think it exists?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's not a book people typically throw away. It's a Bible.
Yeah.
Not just any Bible, but it's the Bible that a young 14-year-old Joseph Smith is reading when he reads James 1:5.
Okay.
Nobody knows where that is.
Nobody knows. So you're talking about the Smith family Bible.
Which would have been his parents' family Bible.
Okay.
They were too poor for each person to own one. So it would have been the parents' family Bible. They started printing Bibles in America in the early 1790s.
Okay, yeah.
So Bibles would have been available. Every family had a Bible, right births and deaths of the children and everything.
Yeah.
But the Community of Christ does not have it. LDS Church does not have it. Smith Family Reunion people, nobody knows where it is. But it has to be out there. People just don't throw away Bibles.
This kind of sounds a lot like William Shakespeare. A lot of people say that the lack of primary sources of Shakespeare in comparison to other contemporary writers leads them to believe that because he wasn't popular in his lifetime, maybe his family would have maintained a lot of the records passed down to the family. And then once he exploded and he got huge, knowing that they would just be declared as like world artifacts and probably get confiscated by some government somewhere, he believes that they've just been retained in the family secretly. Do you think maybe somebody's got it out there that understands the significance and they're just retaining it? Or
I think most likely somebody has it and doesn't know what it is. Or they just have a stack, or there's boxes of books. Hopefully that's what...
Like Dartmouth College acquired 1,500 old books from a local library that had gotten them from people, and nobody sifted through it enough to realize who's Joseph Smith Jr. Okay.
Yeah. Or that'd be Joseph Smith Sr.
Or Joseph Smith Sr. Okay.
Yeah. But having said that, I do have what I believe is the oldest known Smith family Bible that belonged to... I mean, we know about Joseph Smith. Okay, so there's a Joseph Smith Bible, the one he used to do the inspired translation. That's an 1828 Bible.
Okay.
The Community of Christ owns that. There's an 1831 family Bible. A friend of mine, Brent Ashworth, owns that one.
Okay.
But there's a Bible that belonged to Joseph Smith's sister, Sophronia, from 1825. Now, that's when Joseph Smith's 19, and I have that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I happen to have just pulled it out. It's sitting over here. Now, this is the protector.
That thing? That's been there the whole time.
It's just been sitting right there.
Oh, my gosh.
So, that... And this is the size of a Smith family Bible. I think it's funny. They show that picture of Joseph Smith holding like a big family Bible. Families didn't have Bibles like that.
So are you suggesting that the armbands on Nephi and Lehi may not have been historically accurate as well?
Maybe. Here's the genealogy records. Sophronia Smith, daughter of Joseph and Lucy Smith, born 1803. A lot of people don't realize that Sophronia was older than Joseph. She is born between Hiram and Joseph. Hiram was born in 1800, Joseph 1805, Sophronia 1803. She's the older sister.
Interesting.
And she's always very loyal to Joseph.
Okay.
Very loyal to Joseph. And I mean, there's pages of genealogy. So it is the...
I've never heard of her.
Sophronia. Well,
she doesn't get a lot of pub in church history. She seemed to have been a little bit more...
Yeah,
Never heard of Sophronia Smith until right now.
So Sophronia is 2 years older than Joseph. Picture them up in Vermont. They're going to go to Palmyra. Well, Father Smith wasn't... I mean, he was in debt. They owed people money. And he went ahead of them. And so Mother Smith's going to take the family down to New York. Before they leave, one of the debtor comes and, he's holding the reins of the horse, says, "You guys aren't going anywhere. You still owe me like $10. You can't leave until I pay." And she says, "We have no money." He looked around and he saw Sophronia had 2 gold stud earrings. Says, "Give me the gold earrings and you can go." And she didn't put up a fight. She's like, it's like her worldly possessions. She's like 9 years old, gives them away. Wow. And but she was always loyal to Joseph in the background. And she had a very tough life. I mean, she lost both of her husbands. She lost a child. She loses her brother Alvin.
Yeah.
And then they move to Nauvoo and she loses her father. And then she loses her brother Don Carlos. And then in 1844, she loses Joseph. And she loses Hiram and Samuel in rapid succession. She lost like 6 of the 7 men. But she put something in this Bible to remember her 3 brothers, especially. That was especially hard to lose Joseph, Hiram, and Samuel at the same time.
Okay.
And if you open this family Bible...
What, you got the daguerreotype or some picture? What do we got here? Well,
let's just see. Actually...
A traced picture of his profile from that one artist? What do we got?
Well, if we go to James 1:5, we have the hair of Joseph Smith, Hiram Smith, and Samuel Smith.
Whoa.
How do we know? Well, we know Joseph had the lighter, almost a hint of red hair. Hiram had the darker hair. And Samuel was very much like Joseph. But in James 1:5, it's tied together. That's why it's still there. But this is Sophronia's family Bible. And
wow.
Some people have said, "Oh, that seems a little creepy hair." But pre-photography, hair was a big deal.
Yeah.
In fact...
Ronald Reagan actually had a problem with soldiers taking hair from his dog. Because even up until the 50s, 60s, and 70s, hair from people at a funeral would be taken. And...
Yeah, so...
Wow.
There are actually... It was a big deal if you had some hair from somebody significant. And, I mean, in church history, not many people bigger than Joseph, Hiram, and Samuel. Samuel, the first missionary, Joseph and Hiram, the 2 martyrs.
So would it be fair to speculate that almost a similar printing, because it would have been the same translation,
absolutely,
most likely, that they had.
Yeah.
So it's quite possible that while wondering how do you even find James 1:5 again? Where is that? While wondering what church to join, on the same position on the page, Joseph Smith launched the restoration.
Well,
not this, obviously the same book, but like this. This, wow.
So this is 1825 when she acquires this. The Bible is printed in New York.
Okay.
In Saratoga Springs. You messing with the DNA, touching that.
Oh shoot! Sorry, really. Okay. Okay. I was like, oh shoot, man. Wow. What was the other thing I saw in here?
That's from later. That's
it was like a banknote or
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But there's also hair in there from her daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Go Sophronia. I want to look into her. You know, we got to talk to the. We know we
she
got to
gets
talk.
no
to
attention at all.
Yeah, we got to give her some pub. Sophronia, you're one of my new favorite women in history right now.
Now,
Okay.
do you want to see some other historical hair?
Yeah, I was about. Sure. What do you got? Like Napoleon and Genghis Khan in a jar, or like?
Well, let me go over.
Don't tell me you have something from Genghis Khan. That would like blow my mind.
By the way, Joseph Smith is literally a god now. We just looked like the hair of a deified being.
Yeah.
That's a pretty important. Like
That is incredible. Okay, what do we got here? You can never tell because he always has these fake books within books. That's, you know, what are we doing?
You said Napoleon. There's Napoleon's hair.
Yeah. Get out of town.
From His Majesty. It's almost a hint of red, but up there is, you can see Napoleon.
Okay.
Why did I always assume he had really dark hair?
Well, because I always paint him as short and like Mediterranean looking. But okay.
So his stepdaughter, goes to visit him when he's in exile a year and a day before he dies. And this was a gift to her. And then she tells the story, and that's her little seal, her royal seal.
Wow.
So, I mean, for something you can't write your name on, that's about as authentic as you are going to get. A wax seal with the writing, this is from the hair of Napoleon, even dated the 5th of May, 1820. He dies May 1821.
So you know how in Jurassic Park they took the DNA from mosquitoes that had preserved and ambered and resurrected dinosaurs?
Most of
we could start resurrecting the Prophet of the Restoration, Napoleon. There's a third Napoleonic Wars, or fourth.
They're getting better, but typically you need the bulb, the bottom part. That's where most of the DNA is. But it takes a lot of hair to pull. But they're getting better. I mean, technology is getting better. Right now, it'd be tough out of that. But there's one. Then the governor of Indiana, Joseph Wright, and his wife had dinner with Abraham Lincoln, and the wife said, I just want something to remember this by. Can I have some of your beard? There is some of Abraham Lincoln's beard right there.
What?
Right under the glass, right there.
Yeah. And he just cut off.
It was a thing. It was a thing.
Wow.
Huh.
And
I remember reading on a magazine somewhere that a woman that cleaned up the hotel Elvis stayed in had saved some of his toenail clippings.
Ugh.
And his nail clippings and like a pair of discarded underwear or something like that. And that somehow like made it to auction, but they didn't know how to verify it or something. Yeah. So we could resurrect Elvis too, And
finally, and this is big, George Washington had a niece. Martha and George never had children of their own, but she was previously married, had a niece. And Jane Washington asked George Washington for some of his hair to commemorate his being inaugurated.
Don't tell me that's in there.
Well, here's the thing. How do you verify that? Okay. When you just see random hair. And first of all, Washington never wore a wig. That was totally made up. I mean,
really?
even at Mount Vernon, they say he absolutely never wore a wig. He powdered his hair, but he never wore a wig. And this hair was passed down. And 102 years ago, I have a notarized affidavit from the Washington family saying this has been passed down for the past 200 years. And this is absolutely Washington's hair right there.
Whoa.
And here is a notarized affidavit signed by the Washington descendants saying this has always been passed down. There's no reason to doubt this. 100 years ago, you know.
Oh my goodness.
So hair, I mean, I've just shown you the hair of 6 pretty prominent people: Joseph, Hiram, and Samuel Smith, George Washington, Napoleon, and Abraham Lincoln.
It's pretty insane.
That the political impetus of the Restoration and the Revolutionary War, then you got the prophet Joseph Smith of the Restoration.
It's hard to get. This is the
impetus.
hair of George Washington.
It's
Like,
I don't know what to do. Like, I get paid to make commentary, but what commentary do you make when you have the greatest...
This hair was blowing in the wind during the battle. During the Revolutionary War. This hair was blowing in the wind as he was riding his horse.
Jeez. This is the hair of the guy that made the speech to the men whose contracts would expire in 2 days and says, if you stay, you will fight for the great cause. Oh, man. That is incredible. How has the U.S. government not... Is this common? I mean, is there a lot of this around?
No.
I feel like we need to take pieces of plywood, just secure the doors.
These are going back into the vault.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Joseph Smith's hair, that's like the one I'm just like, wow, that's...
to me, it's
Smith's
both.
hair.
I mean, you read some of the research Tim Ballard has done into George Washington, the scripture that he pointed to when he was sworn in on office was the scripture that says, like, basically, you know, this will be the new world, the new land, blessed for, you know, for all intents and purposes, the restoration of the gospel. I mean, I, of course, botching that, and all of the Tim Ballard aficionados are going to go in the comments and correct me where I went wrong. But that is incredible. Okay, anything else before we end? I feel like I need to just...
No, that's it.
I just need to come down. This is Midnight Mormons. See you guys in the next program. Hey guys, this is Cardinellis. I'm the creator of Midnight Mormons. Thank you so much for watching this video. We know in an attention economy, you could be spending your time elsewhere, but you chose to spend it here with us. For that, we are grateful. Before you go to the next video, please make sure that you hit the like button. It tells the algorithms that you like our content, and it will hopefully recommend more content in the future. Also, if you can, subscribe to our channel. It's a great way to be alerted of more content we make. And if you press that bell icon next to the subscribe button, you'll be alerted on every video we make. We put a lot of hard work into these, and we want you to see all of our videos, so please subscribe. Also, if you would like to contribute, if you're feeling generous, please consider a contribution to the channel through Venmo. We also have contributions that you can give us through PayPal. There will be links in the description of this video to both of those platforms. If you're a giving person that prefers working through Amazon, we also have an Amazon wish list. Much of the equipment that you see in our studio is purchased through Amazon, and we're grateful if you could contribute that way. Also, somewhere around like here, I'd say, and somewhere around like right here is going to be a recommendation for more of our content that you might like. So please click on another video and we'll see you there. Either way, we're glad to have you here. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is Midnight Strike Through Mormons. We will see you in the next video.